Hello, everyone. Here we are with one more podcast, Ambrozios Institute podcast for you. And today we're going to talk about a really interesting subject. We're going to talk about healthy body, healthy mind, question mark. Is that a thing or not? And today we got two guests. We have Thiago from UK. This guy is funny, smart, intelligent, and knows a lot about fitness. He has a lot of interesting things to say to us. Welcome, Thiago.
Welcome to her. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm very excited to be here.
Yes, sounds fun. It's gonna be nice. We have also Phil. Phil is here to help us with knowledge from Brazil and Canada, where he lived before. Welcome, Phil.
Pleasure to be here, guys.
So, guys, it's gonna be a very interesting subject to talk about. A lot of people think just because they're strong, just because they look fine, they step on the scale, it looks good number, and they have a healthy mind because of that. But we know that is not the case, right? A lot of people are actually spending a lot of time at the gym and not enough time taking care of themselves. Thiago, I know you have a lot to talk about this team. You have contact with a lot of trainers, so how you see this perception talking about like more to personal trainers? What is your thought about it?
Well, let's say I've been in the environment industry for almost 20 years. I have my own business here in the UK. I run 3 sites, 3 studios with my business partner, Nathan. We have a community, probably we run weekly over 20 trainers, and you see all the time it happen is personal trainers don't look after themselves, including sometimes my own self, because we look after everybody, but we don't really sometimes stop, look outside and look into yourself in the mirror and say, you need to slow down. And we'd say to everybody, and in particular a trainer who is a full-time trainer these days, some of them do between 40 hours to 50 hours. How much hours left for them to train themselves, eating health, and look after their mental health as well, because you deal every day, not just with weights. Everybody think personal training these days, it take care of just the body. That's wrong. We are combining here. So we starting looking about the nutrition, we starting second looking after the body, and the third, the mind. These days, I myself change completely around. First the mind, second nutrition, third the body. This is my way how I work these days. Because if the mindset is wrong, they're not gonna eat well. If they don't eat well, they're not gonna have a result. They don't have a result. After 3 months, they're starting give up. They're starting not feeling like this is working. But it's not. Sometimes just that point is not working. Sometimes you work in the mind. Sometimes you work in nutrition. Sometimes you work in the body, and you work in these 3 factors in their lives, but have something wrong. Can be hormonal, can be missing something we cannot really identify, and the majority of people don't look in that aspect. So, but we're talking about, let's not go too deep here, but to say, guys, mental health, I think, is one of the priorities of the trainers being burning out in the last couple of years, in particular after locking down, being much working a lot in front of the screen, in particular who is a full-timer as a trainer, but as a fitness coach who work online, that definitely in a position now, very unbalanced lifestyles.
That brings a very important situation, and Felipe can help us with that. So Thiago said fitness trainer that spend a lot of time on screen, or meaning working online, have more difficult with this. So Felipe works online, has a lot of clients online, and has a lot of knowledge about working the mind, the body, and the soul of his clients. So talk about a little bit, Felipe. Introduce yourself a little bit like Thiago did and let us know what you think about it.
For sure. Well, Thiago brought a really, really important concept about balance between body and mind. And you brought another one on soul. So spiritual health, mental health, physical health. Now, for some reason, when we talk about health, people just consider the physical part of health. So they're just considering exercising more or eating less or eating more or eating just healthier. And that's not the case. That's not the case at all. I know thousands of clients of mine who come to me, they had good physical standards. They were strong, flexible. Their stamina was really good, but there was something out there missing. And that was my case a couple of years ago, especially during the pandemic time. So I was exercising, I was eating healthy, but there was something missing because I was not okay at all back in 2020. So that's where I come to realize that there was more than just the body, basically I was reading a book the other day, and he mentioned, and he quoted perfectly that losing weight, for example, is not only about thermodynamics. It's not only about how much you're putting in and how much you're putting out by exercising. So there's much more evidence. For example, Thiago mentioned about hormones. So hormones will influence a lot on behavior, on emotions, mental stability, and physical aspects. So there's a lot of evidence there that personal trainers are not looking to that. They're too busy focused on just the exercise. And I'm not saying that the exercise is not important. Quite the opposite. It is. Because, and I like to quote this to every client of mine, those who exercise and those who doesn't exercise, is that fitness is mandatory for well-being. But well-being is not mandatory for fitness. That was my case. I was in the best shape of my life yet, 2020. Of course, I'm much better now. But I was in the best shape of my life yet. But mentally, I was broken down because of the pandemic. So when we talk about that, the word that comes to my mind is that one that is very famous, the burnout.
Well, burnout is a concept very important to the topic in the conversation today because it happened a lot, but it takes a very long time for people to identify. Isabel, I don't know you because you work as a coach as well online. You have your business, my earth, they say 95% of your business is online. So you probably spend 90% of your day or 85% behind of the screen. I don't have that issue. I still have a couple of clients that still run online who come from the pandemic, and I still run them because we're my clients, they move away from the UK. Some of them live in Qatar, some live in Australia, USA, and then outside of London, where's the capital of the city I live, and running my business. But I definitely focus much more on face-to-face than online because this is how I like it, because I cannot see myself behind this screen. I was in the pandemic working 12 hours daily, 5-6 days a week. It was incredible. I appreciate for all the support of all my clients. I could run my business and I can keep myself, provide to my family, provide to myself, and keep my mind on a good stage. I could help a lot of people. I really appreciate for that. And I built a company. With this company I sold was a provider just service online. It was incredible. the how you can active that to go all around the world and helping people, that's no words to say. It's incredible. It's incredible, 100%. But you can see from people who work behind the screen 24/7, burnout is something happen very frequently, very normal, and between in many sectors. And you can see that bring many different anxieties on the people as a coach, because our service is to deliver service, and our service is not just training people. It's like you say, it's a well-being, it's a lifestyle, it's helping people to live in a better life. And burnout is something that's no fun, is real, and this is happen in the professions who helping people. And if you don't pay attention to that, I think we're gonna have a lot of issue in the next couple of years. A lot of issues with coaches giving up in the careers because they burn out, and because the anxiety are bringing themselves as well, or don't look after themselves, to prevent.
Yes, I agree. I agree with Thiago. And I myself, I work a lot online. I only have online clients. I haven't seen a client in person in years now. And there's always a balance. There's always a balance between how much you work, how much you are on screen, off screen. And I learned that every habit you have, every moment of your work time and your lifetime, let's say like that, like your alone time, it is important for burnout not to happen. So one of the things that I use, that I do for myself, is I work out every morning. But before that, I have my time with the Lord. That's my time to meditate. That's my time to think, to focus on the things that I need to focus. When I don't wake up and pray or focus on the things that I want for my day just gets messed up. When I have our clients too early that I cannot wake up beforehand and have my alone time, those are the worst days. But when I have my alone time before, my workout time, and then I start my work day, that's when things go well. Like I feel mentally prepared, spiritually prepared. I eat my protein, I try to reach my protein goals and everything, and I feel like I can be myself on those days. But we know we don't live in a perfect world that you can do that every single day. It doesn't happen every single day. And when we don't take care of ourselves, when we lose the ability to focus on what we need, and we just focus on everybody else, that's when things go downhill. So I think for trainers, the most common cause of burnout is caring or taking care too much of everybody else instead of yourself. And it's something very easy for us to do, because it feels, I don't know if it's true or not, but it feels to me that it's part of the job. We pour so much out into people's lives that we forget about ourselves. So it's something that I have to constantly remind me to do. Like, no, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that before you start this. So you can have your moment to recover. You can have your moment to refuel your energies. I feel like Phil has something to say about this.
Well, a lot. I've been dealing with a lot of burnout cases myself, especially because outside of my PT clients, I also work in a school, and it's getting to a level that we see burnout in kids, in teenagers. So one of the reasons it happens, so if we think about it, what responsibility, what job does a teenager has? None. So it's more about, let's put it this way, caring too much. Care too much. I saw people getting sick because other people were sick. And we saw that a lot on the pandemic. I'll go back to the pandemic again, because a lot of the mental burnouts and mental struggles we are facing now after 5 years started there, caring too much about things that are not under our control. And you mentioned about the spiritual side as well. So you see, you need to take care of yourself first. Only then you can have the privilege of taking care of others. But if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you supposed to take care of others? There's a quote that say, one does not give what one doesn't have. So if I'm broke, I cannot help you financially. If I doesn't know French, I cannot teach you French. So it's like a overall law in life, and for us, personal trainers, the same.
Yeah.
If we're not doing ourselves, how are we gonna expect our clients to do that? So it's becoming a lot like medicine, because it's very common medicine. Like you see doctors who are overweight, smoking, not sleeping, not eating health, or even drinking. And they're not taking care of themselves. So how are they supposed to take care of the others? So there's a lot of controversial conversations in that topic. But I think that for personal training, it's a different concept, especially because every personal trainer that I know is passionate about fitness, about the job itself. And it's really good, but it's getting to like this toxic environment if you look at social media, for example. So at the same time, that is really good because fitness content on social media is encouraging a lot of people to go and live a healthier life. It's also becoming very toxic. So maybe, just maybe, a lot of the reasons why personal trainers are mentally drained is because of this environment. And who knows, maybe one solution would be, just like Thiago put it, to go back on person to person, face to face.
As you see, this is an orange. We know this is an orange. The smell is an orange. You can open, it's an orange. But when you are with someone, you don't smell that person. You don't know a smell they have. You could have, because sometimes you don't have the shower, you never know, or you work out hard, then you can feel a little bit okay. So, but what it means, you can't understand the person. When you open an orange, you know there's an orange inside. When you get a person, you can't open his mind to understand what's going on inside. You can just realize that when you see that person, sometimes he's a different person the way you met that person. Example, I met coaches all the time, probably every year, minimum over 50 PTs every year. So you met some of them, then stay work with us, and then you met them in one way, they're very happy. What do you want? What do you want? I want to be successful. I want to have plenty of clients. I want to have finance stability. Okay. You get there. They work hard for 2-3 years. They got that, everything they wanted. But the most important thing, they forget. Why did you start to be a coach? Because you want to work in a healthy environment. Because you want to be healthy. You want to give their mindset to people. And the time you start in lying to the others, because you're lying to your own self. Because it's like before we writing, this day we record, we speak in front of the camera, we show, we add. So, but we showing just what you people want to see. We don't show the real of us. And this is that today we're talking about, is about being real, realistic and honest. I can be honest. Sometimes I don't have the time, and then we're always thinking about, but I need to make time for this person. Now it's time. I think we need to realize we need to understand selfish is healthy. That means you need to be selfish to take care of your own self. You need to take care of your spirit, like Isabel just say. And Felipe, like you just talking about, you don't care about your mind. That means you can't care about everyone. You can't care about yourself. You fake into the others. You really care about them. And so you turn yourself as a business. You just see that as a paycheck. You just see that person as a money in and cash in and cash out. And I started this was not that reason. The reason I started that, it was to helping people to feeling better their own selves. That means not lifting weights, but lifting themselves, lifting their mind, lifting their lives, making them feel alive. And I feel like more than ever, we live in a society side of fakeness. Is a lot fake, is a lot enmity, is a lot people, sorry the words I say, bullshit us, bullshit that, and showing one world is not real. That's just what I mean. For that reason you burn out, for that reason you stress, for that reason you feel on the end of the road. That's my point. I don't know if you guys agreed or if you meet some people are in that stage. I met so many trainers with burnout last year. Some people, like imagine a coach, I know I can't say name, she had a heart attack. Can you imagine someone who's really healthy? You look at a person, it's like you look into the wall. It's white, it's clean, it's shiny. But real? You're just gonna know if you open that person to realize what's going on inside of their body, inside of their mind, inside their soul. But this is what you say, purity is very important. Look after your brain is very important. But look after you, that means with the word selfish, we need to put ourselves as first. We forgot about that. That's my point.
Yeah, that reminds me of every time you are in the airport, on a plane, the first things that they teach you. First, you put the mask on yourself, then you put the mask on someone else. If you don't have oxygen, you're gonna pass out. You're not gonna help anyone. It's the same idea for trainers, for people in general. If you want to help people, if you're a mom, or if you are a dad, if you are a trainer, if you care for others, if your job is to care for others, you would need to take care of yourself. And that's not what we see culturally. In Brazil, you see moms and dads that don't take care of themselves, that they are always sick. They grow up. You grow up with parents, seeing your parents not to exercise, not doing this, not doing that. Not me, because my mom always took care of herself really well. She always put herself first, and that's something that I'm really learning from her. But I was the other way. Even though she showed me, I was more like my dad, which care for everybody else before himself. And instead of following the good example, I followed the bad example. Not completely bad example, because my dad's a great person. All these guys here know him. But we gotta take care of our bodies. Put our body, God always first. Then we take care of ourselves, and then we take care of others. We cannot serve, we cannot help without having the help we need, like Felipe said. So I think what is missing in our society today is stop comparison. Comparison is a joy killer. It's a happiness killer. It is your worst enemy. You don't compare to other people. You compare to yourself. How you were yesterday, how you were 5 years ago. You can compare to yourself, but you cannot compare to other people because they are different. They are in different positions in their lives. So, well, we have these bodybuilders. They have like really low body fat. That's great for them. But if I do that, I know my hormones are gonna go crazy because people think, oh, they're like that with that body fat very low all year long. No, they are not. You need your fat to produce hormones. So it is very superficial to look at the internet and try to be like those people. So compare only to yourself. So what I was yesterday, can I be better than that today? What I was 5 years ago, can I be better than that today? That should be our goal instead of, oh, I see that person, I want to be like that person, or why I'm not like that, why I don't make that much money. Why? I think that's the worst for our minds. That's the killer of your joy. You don't see your goals being achieved, you see other people's goals being achieved. Focus on your goals, focus on your ways of doing things. Like, are you doing things wrong? Do better now. Like, don't forget about everybody else. That's the biggest problem, I think. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Felipe, tell me about what you have in your mind. A question to you: how do you feel about, because you are a coach online 24/7, is your purity. My purity is face to face. Okay, difference in between is a huge difference on the way you work and the way I work. In a lot of things we have similarities. We are equal in exactly the same way, but the service we deliver is different. And but do you feel it's sustainable to your mental health? Because question to you, because I see so many people my circle of friends who are living as a coach, because the pressure is very high, the demand is very high, because when you look after 50 people online and you need to do check-in, check-out to people, that is simple. It's not really copy and paste, not really. Is a lot pressure. Then you be in the environment of the gym, like people say, a lot of coaches online say you need to get out from the gym floor. Is a lot of stress, but I think both have a lot of those, the down points and the good points. But in your view, what you say, because I don't know if you operate your life as a coach on the gym floor before, or you just start online and this is your journeys online. Do you think it's sustainable?
Great question. Well, answering your question, yes, I do have experience working on the floor, especially because most part of my experience as a personal trainer was working with Pilates. And going back to your question, if how I manage to work online, if I think it's sustainable, for me it is. But the reason why I decided to work online is because I am a personal trainer, but I'm not a personal trainer that limits myself just to the physical part, but also the mental, emotional, spiritual, and behavior part of the human being. So even if I work face to face, like I have clients that I work face to face, it's kind of a mixed, because I do have the physical part face to face, but I also have all the other parts. So my approach is based on 9 pillars. So movement and exercise is just one pillar. So I'm delivering one pillar face to face and the other 8 online. So it's like there's no other way to do it. It's easier for me, it's easier for them. And by doing that, I can impact more lives. And it depends on your approach as well, but is it sustainable? It depends. I've created what I call my health reserve. So I know that social media is awfully bad for you. I know that sitting in front of the computer, it's depressing. It's probably one of the reasons why we have so many people with depression in the world, because most people are sitting in front of the computers on a daily basics. And that's not me saying that's science. Just search, you're gonna find there's already a relationship on that. There's already a relationship on depression and the amount of time you spend on social media. So in order to be able to operate in this high performance online, I had to create my health reserve. It's just like a financial reserve. So I have to build your reserve so you can have, let's put it this way, so I can deal with situations like that. And one of the things that you mentioned about the purpose, this is something interesting, that a lot of the things that we are talking about, it just hit me. Like, that has a lot to do with purpose in life. I saw research, especially in Europe, that most young men from the age of 20 to 30 have no purpose in life. 75% in France, to be more precisely. So, how do you expect these people to wake up in the morning, do exercise, care for their families, which they don't have a family? So that shows why the quality of life is going downhill from now on, because there's no higher purpose. So when we talk about higher purpose, what we're talking about spirituality. How can I expect them to wake up in the morning, take a cold shower, eat healthy, go to the gym, meditate, and work, and then go with their families? They have nothing of that. They have no purpose in life. There's nothing that drives them to do that. And that I don't like. But the physical parts, the fun part, face to face is much better. Yes, I gotta admit it. It's much better. It's easier for us to teach a client face to face, easier for them to learn. So there is the good part and the bad part, like everything else.
The only reason I say that because I think maybe this is gonna go down to Isa, because Isa, she needs to create a lot of content to her business. So I think the most stressful part to be an online coach is to create marketing. The market is a time consumer because you spend hours doing check-in in your clients, example. So, but a lot of the coaches these days, they have coaches under them, work with them, doing the check-in. Because the retention of these clients is not as the same on face-to-face. So you need to constantly marketing yourself, creating new material to make these people interested and what is your concept, what you want to type of clients to bring it inside on rotation. So it's volume and quantity constantly. And I think this is one of the points is getting burning themselves, because you need to all the time, like you say, you don't need to compare yourself, like Isabel say. And Felipe just say a very important word. You don't need to compare, but you don't need to put yourself in that position. You try to control all the environment around you, because you get a point, your creativity and everything you're trying to create it is all out there already. So your mind, you need to step out to try to bring a new game. If you see today, social media for me, exactly the same. Everybody do it out there, then trying to copy somewhere else. Is 1 in 10 that have something new out there, but the majority is exactly the same. It's not reality. It's a copy and paste. We start talking so about something, have another day, have a 10 times that, or 20 or 50 times talk about exactly the subtitle of what you approach to try to market to yourself.
Yes, I totally agree with what you're saying, Thiago. It's very the most demanding and harder part of my job is content online. It's the hardest part because you gotta be creative. People have no patience to watch things that are actually informing them about stuff. So you gotta be creative about things, and that's the most difficult part of the job. But a lot of people that are being successful, you don't know there are a lot of people behind them working in that part. So how I don't go crazy with that, I have people that do that for me. So I have a whole team behind me that does these kind of jobs, and a lot has changed in the past few months. 2 years ago, in the beginning of Ambrozios Institute, I had burnout. I had burnout because of all the information I had to bring, all the stuff I had to do. But after ChatGPT, AI technology, and a lot of AIs we use to help us to make content with less. So we don't have to build 5, 10, 15 different videos. We use an AI to help us to reproduce from one subject, many subjects, many other videos, from one big video, a lot of other videos. So AI has helped me to stay sane, which is I'm very thankful for it. And we have to use the tools we have today. So it's not about doing everything on your own, or, like I did everything with my arms. I brought everything on my own. And no, I think it's using the tools we have today to make your life less busy, less miserable, less crazy. It's what we need. We have every single one of us have access to many and hundreds of things that can make our lives easier. Even like something simple like ordering on Amazon. You don't have to go to a store to buy clothes. Like, who has time to go to a store? If you have if you have a company, if you're a business owner, if you're a business person, don't have time to go shopping. It's something simple, or you don't. So what do? You use the tools you have. So I use AI, I use my team, I use the help of whatever I'm seeing around me to help me to produce things. But one very important thing is you're not going to find clients on Instagram. Clients that matter are not on Instagram. The way that I got my clients, and these are the clients that stay longer with me, are the clients that people, friends, or my own clients, they talk about me and they introduce me. Okay, so I have this trainer, she's great, and she does this and this and this and that. And those are the clients that sticks with you. It's not the clients that you get on Instagram. Those are not the ones that stick with you. So I think the word of mouth is the best tool personal trainers have to have clients. People trust people. People don't trust internet. People don't trust whatever is around. They trust people. So if face to face, a client talks to another client, you're gonna have your client. So yes, even when I work on the online, I still depend on the face-to-face process of the business. So yes, I definitely agree with Thiago. We need the in-person touch, talking to a person, feeling, but we can also do that online.
100%.
Yeah. Yes.
100%.
I go very deep with my clients. Sometimes we don't train. We just stretch. We do stuff, just simple stuff, just so we can talk. And it's like a therapist, and we're talking about spiritual stuff.
And it's hard to connect at that level online. Like, I've been working online since 2020. I have my online business for English and personal training, so I got used to that. So nowadays I can connect to people to that deep level online, face to face. But Isabella was talking about the social media content creation, and yes, that part is a hard part because I feel like you always need to be goofy, and you also need to do like being goofy, be like an influencer, taking pictures of everything. Like this morning, I saw a guy posting on his Instagram stories. I started to question myself, why am I following this person? Because of like taking pictures, going to the supermarket, buying groceries, and eating this, that. Oh, the total is this. It's kind of expensive. Now on the way back home, oh, I wish I don't rip the bags off on my way home because it's heavy. And then he posted like a real happy, like, hey, the bags didn't rip off. And I was like, what? Why would you? How do you do that? I can't. I can't be that goofy in my country. So, so one fact about me, I can't stand this kind of content on social media. When I receive that kind of content, I just block. I tell Instagram I don't want to receive that kind of content with those specific words. For example, reality shows. I already blocked the words on my Instagram. I don't want to hear, I don't want to see any post that contains those words. This. No. And when what Thiago says, also this, it's always the same. People are not even creative anymore in order to be goofy. They're just copying each other's. And I heard that because one of my clients is a content creator for social media. Says, yeah, that's exactly what we do. So you see a video that is it's viral on social media. There's millions of views ever. You just act. You just recreate that video yourself. And you told me it's getting to a point that we don't even know, and we have no idea who's the original creator anymore, because so people recreating that we have no idea who was the first person to come up with that at first place. It's crazy. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of goofy information.
And the reality, when all this conversation, all this talk about social media, what comes to your mind is that? What comes to your mind, and that way it can still provide something people needed to have a better life. Because it's not like our parents growing up, we don't have enough information. Now we have the information. We burn out because we want to burn out. We don't want to exercise because we don't want to exercise. You don't want to have good life because you don't want a good life. Because back on time, the system control us as a ship. Now, we are the dogs. We're not the ships anymore. So, we are in control. The problem is, we think we're in control because we put ourselves on a leash. We put ourselves on a leash. It's just a different concept of system. The system is all behind. It's all about marketing. And we think we just market our own selves. They're using us, Instagram using us, Facebook using us, AI using us, because they learn with us. Question mark, like you just said, I don't want to know about this on my Instagram. 3-5 years ago, could you say that? Now, what do you think they use this intelligence? Question mark.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Data.
It's all about making people think the same. This is what I understand of what the situation is happening. Everybody, all the marketing. So, background story. I have 5 marketing team. I fired them all because they were all doing the same things over and over. There is one phrase that says craziness is doing the same thing, expecting different results. If you're just copying something and it doesn't reproduce the results you want, you gotta stop. You just cut it out. What is happening with everybody is everybody wants to be the same. And we were not projected to be the same. We're not projected to think the same. We're not made. This is not how it was made. We were made to be us. I was made to be Isabella. You were made to be Tiago. You were made to be Phil. We were made differently. We were made to think differently. And I think burnout, imposter syndrome are all because people are trying to be who they think they need to be, not who they are. So
they don't accept it. They
don't accept it, who they are. And God doesn't make mistakes. God never made a mistake, and he's never going to make a mistake. So he creates you the way you are because he wants to use your skills the way you are for his glory. It all comes to a spiritual side. It all comes to purpose, like Felipe said. If you find your purpose, you don't have imposter syndrome. You're not controlled and unleashed by the system.
That's a very good to the title question to put it out there, a content that say, if you're a fitness professional, you know what is your purpose in this. My purpose is just to see how funny it's gonna come. Well, it's very simple. My purpose is to help people. And each way, what the difference you made in people's life.
Exactly.
You are what you say. You're doing what you say. Or you're just behind the camera showing like you are in the cinema. Exactly. That's the point. You want to sell yourself or you want to deliver yourself? That's a different point. Deliver and sell is completely different.
Yeah. That's why people are so unhappy. They pretend to be something they are not. And that is something, there is one of my goals as a professional, and that's something that I do with my clients. I show them no, you are made this way, so we can think differently. We have to think differently to work as a community, to work as people, to work as a body. Because if we are all the same, nothing's gonna work. We need people to think differently. We need to be ourselves. We need to work with what we got. You're not gonna be good in everything. We're not gonna function in every area. Thiago doesn't like work online. Okay, good. You work with people in person. I don't like with people in person. I like to work people online, so I'll work with people online. Phil likes to work both ways, so he works with people in person and online. There is space for everybody. We don't have to step on each other's toes. The fitness field is a huge industry, and there are many.
It's a baby. Fitness is a baby.
Exactly, it's a baby that's trying to grow, but people are not just going around their own tail, and it's just in circles. But we need to let this field grow. We need to achieve. We need to get to other people. To this 90% of the people that are not exercising at the gym. We need to get those to exercise. We need to get those to think differently.
What reason? Because people 90% when begin the fitness, people think they need a gym to exercise. I don't have money to exercise. Why? You need the money for exercise? Not really. You don't need the money for exercise. You don't need a gym for exercise. You don't need a personal trainer to exercise. First place, you need to want it to exercise. That's the first thing. And then you need to still start doing the baby step. We're coaches, we're personal trainers, we help people, we get paid to help people because people need us for two reasons, in my opinion: commitment, and someone can take care of them. Because if you realize in the world, we're doing a job, we not just look after the mind, their nutrition, their body, or their spirit. What the people support a person in many different ways. And that's the difference in between a coach. That's the difference in someone who want to make difference in people's life, who really want to see that person stable in their life, commit in their life, and happy in their life. That's my mind giving me now and saying to you guys, it's about you. It's not about me. It's not about nobody else. It's about you. That's my point.
You're right. Yep, for sure. It's really all about you, how you think, how you see things, how you treat your clients, how you guide your life, how you start your day, how you think about things. It's all about your mind. And your mind controls your actions. Your mind controls how, if you're gonna feel pain, if you focus on your toe and feel like my toe is hurting, your toe is gonna start hurting. So your mind can have a lot of power over your body. So stop feeding your mind things that are gonna be bad for you. That's
in your favor.
yes. Use it for the good. Use to be positive. Not just that. It's not about thinking about positive things. It's about seeing that even the hard moments come for a reason.
It's about being positive. It's not about seeing positively. But it's about being positive. That's it. Just be.
Question 2 is about in front of your computer. Type in the Google there for us. 1 p.m. personal trainer, the first personal trainer in the world. Just for you to see.
Type what?
First personal trainer. What beginning personal training career was the first personal trainer? Just so you're gonna feel very funny. Majority of us never look after that, never question that, or never look apart from that. Where did I start the career of personal trainer? Have a look just to say.
The first trainers were just people that were strong, and people were just looking up to them and see, oh, they have good bodies, so I'm gonna train them. There's a guy called Attila Derlicher.
Yeah.
He's considered the first personal trainer and strength coach ever.
Yeah. See, that's the foundation, because we don't realize personal training is one of the old careers in the world. We're just thinking it's a fashion, it's right now, but no. That's the foundation of personal training. That's the history, how we're beginning as a coach. It's very interesting. There's a lot to know. It's a lot to get to know. What is the priority to be a coach?
Yeah.
I mean,
to be a coach is different. It is more than we think. I think that's the problem with burnout, with trainers and everything that's happening in the fitness industry. We forgot our roots.
We just copy the others on social media.
Yeah.
Oh, Isabel say TikTok. Isabel, where's the dance of the TikTok today? You know? So, well, what means, I think we're not too far, but we are far to understand how well this is going, because is such a where the far they can go, if it makes sense. I think there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to change. The only thing you can understand fitness, the difference in between 100 years to now, is take care of your body in a way you can live a life and your body can take care of your life, and together you can move your life. Back on time, like you say, before you compare yourself, you're training to showing off because you want to have a big body, big abs, big chest, big arms. You can see all the history on fitness, the big names and the roads of fitness, of bodybuilding. More than 50% then, the engine is falling apart. They're falling apart. And that's what being changed. I think the fitness is gonna now, and people gonna understand what is the point about fitness. Is what a coach is not about showing off. It's not about your size. It's not the way you look. It's from inside to outside. Because everything starts inside of your mind, inside of your soul, inside of your body. An empty soul, an empty mind, an empty body, what is? And this is what we have more than 50, in my opinion, more than 50% of the coaches out there. Because we're just looking for one thing, money. We're not looking for lives. It's just money.
Yeah. We are more than money makers. We are life changers. That's our job.
That's it. That's it.
And the basics work. The basics work. Your purpose is help your clients to have a longer life, healthier life, being able to do things on their own without relying on machines or medications or anything else besides their own body. That's it. As simple as that.
Question to you, Phil. If you have something to say, a mistake you did it in your career, and you have to say to someone out there what you don't did it.
A mistake that I did in my career. Is that what you're asking? Well, mistake that I did in my career was getting a no from a client and not understanding the reason behind, which most of the cases is something that comes from him. And that's what we're talking about, the emotions, the background with exercise, which causes a bad emotion related to that, and just giving up on that client. Like, okay, you don't want it? Okay, that's fine. But because what we have, it's something that everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. By the way, when you mentioned about searching Google for the first personal trainer, I did it, and I got an AI response saying Vince Gironda. It's a bodybuilder from the 30s, 40s, I don't know. Look at how that guy looks.
You see how you're dressing up.
No, like my point is, look how that guy looks in the 40s.
Nothing.
No steroids, nothing at all. And people were coming to him because, what's your secret? How do you do that? I want to be like you. And there's a lot of information of him out there, like about diet, about exercise, because people want to be like that.
No, but what the reason you think change is about, just say one thing before, simple. People want more and more and more and more and never end. never ends. And the road is an end for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Your body have a
Exactly.
capacity. We build it for a capacity. What is your body type is your body type. You can't go over that. You need to respect that. We don't respect our bodies. We don't respect our limitations.
Respect our minds. That way we are having burnout so often.
Exactly. Because we compete and compete. We're supposed to compete with ourselves. We're supposed to prove ourselves. But not on the way where we going in the society where too ego. Me.
All about me. Social media.
Exactly. So
Question to you is about
let's go for the last one. Last of the day.
last of the day. If you need to go back to your first customer,
Oh, I still have my first customer. I'll jump to the second.
okay. If you need to go back to your second customer, what you do different?
So I think, like Phil said, don't let them go, peace. But the most important thing is not just about the body. If I have to tell my old self, my first year of trainer self, I'll be like, it's not just about the body. It's more than that. If your client gave up, it's not because you don't train them well. It's because you're not giving what they want. They don't just want a strong body. They want more. You didn't give more. So I would tell my old self, listen to your client. Listen to what they need. They are telling you what they need. If you focus on what your client needs, the client's gonna stay with you. And that's what I did with my first client, but I didn't do that with my second client. So I will tell my old self, yes, focus on your client's need, on what you think they need. That's it. Okay, that's all for today. I think we talked a lot about very important information. So strong body, strong mind, definitely a no-go. If you came just for this answer, it's a no. That's it. No, just kidding. If you watched this podcast and you thought it was interesting or you want to hear more different subjects, you guys can leave it here in the comments. What do you want to hear about? What you want to talk about? And we can help you to be a better trainer, to be a better person that actually achieves your clients' goals. That's our goal here, is to help you to achieve what you haven't done yet. So we can all achieve greatness if you have the right information and you have the right mindset. Okay, so this content is to help you and everybody else out there. If you think about someone that needs to hear this stuff, send this link to them and help them to find good knowledge that's going to help their careers. We don't want trainers to give up. We want to help them to stick around with us. And in 10 years, we'll be like, remember that podcast? Wow, that helped to change my career. You know, that's what we want to hear. So if you like this video, leave your like, follow us here, subscribe to our channel, and we are excited to hear more about you and about what you want to hear here in the comments. So let us know, and we're gonna keep in touch with you guys. Thank you, Thiago and Phil, so much. It was very informed, very, very good. I like it. Next week, we're about to do this again.
Thanks for having me. And see you guys next week. And let's make this happen. Let's change this figure. Let's change their mind, this concept of this quotes around. And let's make them stick around.
Let's make them stick around.
More. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.